What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Y'all Hearing This. My name is Honeybee, or you can call me B.
My name is Kay. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the podcast this week.
Yes, welcome back, welcome back. So, for those who are just joining us, we are a music appreciation podcast, and we also have a YouTube channel where we have reaction videos. And, every week we pick a theme, we each pick a song, and then we react to them, and then we have our podcast, and we talk about it and get in the nitty-gritty, have a little say what section. And then, we go from there and go on our merrily way, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And, thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support.
We love it.
You guys have been leaving comments, liking, you've been sharing, you've been doing all these great things that help us. Yeah, subscribing. It's helping us reach more people just like you. So make sure you hit that description box below. There's a link in there that brings you to our Patreon and merch store and all that great stuff. So definitely check all that out. But I have to tell you, since we are in spooky season, it was only appropriate that we decided
what's our theme?
to do scary movie, horror movie soundtracks. Even the dog's in it.
I know. Hermione's like, yeah, I'm scared.
Hermione's like, you better say that shit!
Yeah. Probably is scared because
yes,
a scaredy cat.
So if you saw, okay, I got beads in my hair, so you're gonna hear the clickety clacketing, and I got it
just
ASMR,
for that. Just think about ASMR.
I got it for the dramatics.
That's right.
If you saw this week's reaction video to my pick, you will see this was probably one of the funniest reactions that we have ever made. It was
that video.
Hilarious.
That video. And I'm going to do a little editor's note here. The video right now is blocked, so I'm going to try and work some magic. But in case if it still is, we still have the music in the video, and I'll put a link in the description.
Yes. We'll put a link so you can see. But I did LL Cool J's Deepest Bluest from the Deep Blue Sea soundtrack. So I'm gonna give you guys I'm gonna give you guys the history of the song, and then I'm gonna tell you why I picked it. So, the song is off of the soundtrack for Deep Blue Sea.
What year did that come out?
So Deep Blue Sea came out in 1999.
Wow.
I was 11.
I was 19.
There it is. Now you know. And the more you know, shooting star.
That's right.
Right? Yeah! For those listening, she did the hand movement of the star. Right. I live. So, Deep Blue Sea, the soundtrack came out in 1999. It was released on June 27th through Warner Brother Records, and it consisted of hip-hop and R&B music. The soundtrack didn't do much success, only making it to 55 on the top R&B and hip-hop album charts. The lone single was LL Cool J's non-charting Deepest Bluest. That's a little shady.
I know.
Okay? You could have just said it led with the song Deepest. You didn't say non-charting.
I had never heard it before, and I had seen the movie.
Listen, the reason that I know about this song is for two things. One, because I love behind the scenes stuff when it comes to the music industry, and I loved making the video. Was one of my favorite shows on MTV, and this was featured on it. Okay. Number one. Number two,
the video?
Just the video. It may be the greatest piece of music video history ever.
That was maybe overselling it just a little bit, but it's really good.
And so let me tell you guys about. There's not a lot about the song.
Yeah.
One review said
non-charting song.
The shade. And y'all, LL Cool J is a legend. He is everything. We love him.
Yes,
it's just one of those moments in his career where it probably was out of his control. Maybe he picked this up, maybe he didn't. Listen. Whatever the case may be. Okay, so
He looked really good in the video.
Yes, he did.
I will absolutely give
Come on,
him
shark
that.
contacts. So, so one person said, out of context, this song and several of its details make little sense. It is only after viewing the film it was made for Deep Blue Sea that you may unravel the song's true meaning.
I don't know that there was much of a true meaning to it, so I'm not throwing any shade here, but I'm pretty sure it was, hey, look, I'm pretty, these girls are pretty, there's a shark. And that's about the extent of that
video. I mean, you're not really... Like,
we found a way to get LL Cool J with his shirt off and some girls in bikinis in this video, and that's where that is.
Listen.
And hey, those are important parts of videos, so I'm with you. I'm here for it all.
I am so here for it all.
As you can tell if you watch our reaction.
And so there's another article that... There's another article that is by Mel Magazine. So it's melmagazine.com.
Okay.
And they have an article that says, with Deepest Bluest, LL Cool J gave us the corny hip-hop shark anthem we deserve.
I love that. I love that title so much because it is so true.
It says, step aside, Jaws, decades later. This would be Deep Blue Sea smash. It's still hilarious and weirdly riveting. So this whole article goes into how awesome. just the ridiculousness of the song, but how the movie got rave reviews, and
it did.
Yes,
really,
it did. Like the despite like the bad soundtrack, it says Deepest Bluest emerged so Deep Blue Sea got good reviews, but it said. Deepest Bluest emerged at a moment when Hollywood was chasing the latest trend, having rapper actors come up with the theme song to their movies. The king of this, of course, was Will Smith, who made a huge hit with Men in Black, and then also did the Wild Wild West.
Yep.
Oh
man!
So the same
cheese,
right?
Good cheese there.
So the same summer as Deep Blue Sea, Smith returned with Wild Wild West, whose theme song was a lot more popular than the movie it was advertising. Yeah. Like Smith's smash, Deepest Bluest drew more the playbook of On Our Own, the forgotten 1989 theme of Ghostbusters 2, in which Bobby Brown, among other things, rapped the plot of the film. In Cool J's song, he assumes the point of the view from the shark, albeit one of those DNA got combined with the rappers. I could quote so many lyrics from this wonderfully idiotic song, but let's just stick with the opening. Man-made terror, hunger jaws of death. Y'all don't cross my deaths, I'll pause your breaths. I cause you to sink down 40,000 leagues, bleeding to death with no arms or short sleeves. My world's deep blue. Killers gotta eat too. Looking for human flesh to rip my teeth through.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. It's bringing it all back.
Listen. This is how shady. This is how shady. This is the amount of shade that this song gets. You ready for this? This is gonna make me throw my phone, and I'm gonna pass out after this. This song is so shady. Okay. The way that they've treated this is so shady that I couldn't even find who produced and wrote the song. I had to literally go into the black internet, like the motherfucking the black internet, the dark internet, the dark web. The town, I basically had to go to the black internet. The town, I had to find out. Listen, I have to go on black internet, and I had to talk to my people.
Is it really Black Twitter?
Yes! Black Twitter, black internet, child, the same thing. Listen, just to find out who produced the song. And it said the producer was China Black and Ralph Roundtree and Trevor Rabin. And it was written by LL Cool J, Timothy China Black Home, and Ralph Roundtree.
Oh my God.
Listen. So thank you, Black Internet. Thank you, Black Twitter. My people came through because I couldn't find it nowhere. This song got blacklisted. No pun intended. Like,
I'm sorry. That is the first time I've ever heard the dark web called Black Internet.
Yes, Black Internet. That's the one in the dark web. And I said Black Internet. Oh God. Oh God. We're gonna put an intermission right here.
Oh my God. Black Internet.
There was no Black Internet.
Oh my God.
When you can't find the producers of really corny songs, you gotta jump on the Black Internet. Black Internet.
Oh my God. That was amazing.
Yeah. That was amazing. That was so Oprah, and I'm so here for it.
That was the best thing that has ever happened to me, I think.
Thank you. Oh God.
Thank you.
I have, it is said, it is done. My name is Honeybee. The dark web will for now be only known as the Black Internet. So that was my pick this week.
That was pretty scary.
Yep.
That whole
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So for my pick this week, I went a slightly different route. I did not have to
You didn't go to the Black Internet?
I did not have to go to the Black Internet.
They have memberships. I heard it's free.
Oh, good. That's good. That's
yeah.
Good. I will be
Dark
checking
stuff.
it out. I will be checking out the Black Internet later.
Black Internet. Okay. We don't play.
So my song for this week, I picked the Crow soundtrack.
Shut the hell up! That's the way you said it! So for my pick this week,
I'm trying.
I picked the Crow soundtrack.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so when we were talking about scary movies,
yes,
I first was trying to think of like good, like I was thinking like theme songs from like horror movies, like Halloween, like Freddy, like yep.
Like Michael Myers, Jason,
exactly.
All of them, yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of names.
Yes.
I'm sorry, the Black Internet has wiped they're gone. They're
right.
the Black
Be careful,
Internet.
don't let them in your mind.
Oh my goodness.
Unless it's like this Black Internet.
Right, that's right.
Then you can let us in your mind. But if it's like the dark web Black Internet, they can keep that.
No. That's where you put the producers.
Yes, no. Yeah, I retract that statement. The dark web will not be referred to as Black Internet, okay? Because we need to differentiate like us, okay? Our internet from there.
No. Black Internet, good. Dark web, bad.
Yes, it was just, I didn't remember the name of the dark web, and I said Black Internet child.
Oh my God.
So all the black people, my bad, y'all. Y'all know.
Oh my God.
Y'all know what I really meant. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't get down like that. Well, some of us do. They can't come to the barbecue. But like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Y'all knew.
Oh my God.
The Saints knew.
That's right. That's right. So
the Crow.
Yeah, exactly. So I was originally thinking that. But then I was like, but I don't know. You don't really want to like sit there and listen to that song for 3 minutes at the same. You know, like it's cool when they use it sparingly in it, or like it's like over the theme or something. Yeah. So then I was thinking the Craft soundtrack because I love that movie.
That's one of my favorite.
And it's got such good music in it.
Yes, it does.
But I finally decided to go with The Crow because it was one of my, you know, it came out like late 90s ish. And it spoke to my dark soul at the time. I was so goth and so, so dark. But anyway, it is a really good movie. Like, cheesy, but good. You know, I like it. And of course, there's all the sadness surrounding it with Brandon Lee and stuff, which I'm going to get into a little bit. And so the song I picked off of it, because seriously, the whole soundtrack is so good. And I do seriously listen to it, you know, songs off of it today. They're on like work playlists and things like that. So I picked Dead Souls by Nine Inch Nails, which is, it's actually a cover of oh my Lord. Hold please, sorry.
Right.
let me get into the article here.
She's jumping onto the black.
Yes, I know it. Joy Division. Jeez, wow. Too many 80s band, not enough time.
For real.
So it's a song by Joy Division, which I still to this day have not heard the original version of it, but I really love this song. So obviously, by Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. So he, which I'm not sure, so he will have a band that comes with him on live tours, but he almost always, for like Nine Inch Nails itself, for the studio albums, like he plays all the different instruments and he does all the different production and everything like that.
For Nine Inch Nails album?
Trent Reznor, yeah.
Like the actual band members don't play in the studio, or like?
Not a lot. Sometimes, yes, but sometimes they use like session artists and things like that, session musicians. But almost all of the Nine Inch Nails is
really.
Totally
I've never heard of. I never knew that.
Yeah. No, he's incredibly talented. And like I said, he has worked with other people. It's not like never,
right?
But and of course, like live, he has people.
I always thought Nine Inch Nails was like the Foo Fighters, or like that Red Hot Chili Peppers, like all the same members from start to finish.
Nope, Trent Reznor. Yep, and he's now done a lot of movie soundtracks. Like he did The Social Network.
Yes.
The American Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which oh my god. I love those movies. I love those books. That one was.
I know. I need to see that series because I always see it up, and everybody.
We'll have to watch the Swedish versions because those are much better. They only did one of the books for the American.
Okay.
It was good. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't. But anyway, there's some great stuff off that soundtrack too. Oh, that Karen O's. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta get into it.
She did a cover of was it Immigrant Song? Yeah, Karen O from the why can't I think of them? Anyway, I'm sorry. Off on a tangent. So, let's get into Dead Souls. All right, so it's a cover song by Joy Division, which is the Crow creators, his favorite band, James Hetfield. So according to Joy Division bassist Peter Hook, the surviving members of the band, then known as New Order, were asked to re-record Level Tear Us Apart for the soundtrack, but that didn't pan out, so they used Nine Inch Nails' version of this instead. It was the first song Trent Reznor recorded in the studio he set up in the infamous Sharon Tate house. Speaking of murder mysteries, actually, from last week.
What?
Yep. Yeah.
Wait, remix. Remix. What did he do in that house?
He set up a studio in the Sharon Tate house. Yeah.
I have questions.
Yeah. The cover was also released as the 10th track on the original Japanese version of The Downward Spiral, and then it was on the 10th anniversary deluxe edition. The original was recorded by Joy Division in 1979 for their album Still. So, one thing I did want to talk about a little bit on this is Brandon Lee. So, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much out there, but he was the main actor in this. He is the son of Bruce Lee, who was legendary kung fu fighter and actor and all sorts of things. And this was his big role, you know, that he had. He had been in a couple things before, but nothing like this big. And he did almost all of the shooting on it, and then unfortunately there was an accident on set where there was supposed to be blinks and a gun, and it wasn't, and he was shot and killed. So there is kind of that
like melancholy, bittersweet.
Yeah, and because literally the scene that he got shot in was the scene in the movie where he is being killed in the movie. And so the whole thing is he comes back as like this crow on like Halloween.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, because he's trying to take care of like the people he loves and stuff like that. And, you know, get revenge on the guys who killed him. So, it definitely it kind of gives it that other layer of like.
I wonder how did they actually present that then?
Yeah. So let's go into this a little bit. So yeah, he was born February 1st, 1965. He died March 31st, 1993. He landed his breakthrough role as Eric Draven. He was the son of Bruce Lee, who died when he was 8 years old.
How did Bruce Lee die?
I think it says. I think he just was. I think it was just a sickness.
Like a sick. I think it was cancer. So the guy. I feel like, but I could be wrong. But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'd have to.
Yeah.
See. So he studied acting at Emerson College and Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, and then he started in some Hong Kong action films, kind of like his dad.
Mm-hmm.
He also appeared in a couple of TV series. So he, Bruce Lee, his dad, was in so many.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so in The Crow, he had filmed nearly all of his scenes when he was fatally wounded on set by a prop gun.
Mm-hmm.
He did posthumously receive praise for his performance, while the film became a critical and commercial success.
Mm-hmm.
His career has drawn parallels with his fathers, both men having died young prior to the release of their breakthrough films. So let's see. Yeah, so he grew up kind of in between Hong Kong and the U.S. Due to his dad's career. His mother's name is Linda Lee Cadwell. And so after his father passed, he died suddenly in 1973 is all it says. It doesn't really go into it. But he became interested while visiting his dad on set in acting. And then afterwards they moved back to California, and that's when he kind of started studying. But yeah, so it just was really sad that this happened on this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was so talented. He really was really good in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I would have loved to have seen more from him. And it's so sad always when you hear something like that happen,
It's sad because it's just like you also, I think what makes it worse is that when stuff like that does happen, it's like when stuff like that does happen and then you see the film and it's so incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that there's no chance to have a sequel, at least with that person.
Yeah, they did make a sequel. I have not watched it, but it's not.
Yeah. So it's like, it's so sad. And speaking of, I'm going to segue right here.
Yeah.
Right on into the section. What is your favorite scary movie? Or horror movie? Or spooky season movie? However you want to look at it. What is your favorite? Yes, we'll say spooky season.
So I grew up not watching horror movies. I don't think my parents liked them.
Mm-hmm.
And
same.
We just were not allowed to watch anything like rated R, even some PG-13 type of stuff was kind of,
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really start watching them until I was older.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do have to say, there was... I can't remember which one it was, but a friend of mine's parents, when I was sleeping over one night, they were watching one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the one where Freddy's like puppeteering.
No. And I
literally just saw that scene.
I cannot believe you just talked about that because that's literally what I was going to tell you about.
Really?
Because I was going to tell you that, like, growing up, the reason I didn't watch horror movies is because that was the one movie I saw, and I have a thing with sharp objects. And when he was puppeteering with their veins and shit on his, and then he was like cutting. No. I can't believe that you just brought that up because that's literally what I was about to talk about.
So funny.
Yeah, that creeps me out.
And the other thing is like Gremlins. I used to be so scared of Gremlins.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, watching it now, it's so silly.
It was so cute. Not the real Gremlins, but like
the Mogwais or whatever.
Yeah.
Mogwai. Anyway, the Gizmo was cute.
Yeah.
The rest of them, not so much.
Gizmo.
But yeah, I had watched that. What's funny is that was the PG movie, and that's how they came up with the PG-13 rating was because of that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't remember Gremlins. I don't remember the movies hardcore. I don't remember them ever being like bloody or gory.
They weren't, but they'd scare the crap out of me because I was like 8 when it came out.
Right, and I'm sitting here thinking about it.
And
though,
I watched it when I was that age. And so my brother Matt loved it. And he used to have this little gremlin and he would like hide it in my bed and stuff.
No!
Yeah, so Matt
Younger? Younger?
I'm the oldest.
My older brothers used to do shit like that to me. Mike, Will.
Well, I'm the only girl, so the boys had to mess with me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I guess I kind of was.
Yeah. But when I got older,
yes,
I started actually watching them. I ended up watching all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I watched all of the Hellraisers. I love those ones. I watched all of the God, I can't even think of names of movies right now. But anyway, I've seen kind of all like the main ones, you know. And I love practical effects in movies. Like Hellraiser, the first Hellraiser is one of my favorites. It is disgusting. It is so gross. There's so much blood and gore and stuff.
Nope, I can't watch it then.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's not for everybody.
Right.
But I love it because it's so cool. So a little bit of backstory in case you don't know me personally. I used to help like with production on like a bunch of B horror movies and stuff, like filmed in Rhode Island. And so being in that kind of thing, seeing it from behind the scenes, it's
Didn't you do special effects makeup and all that too? Like you helped with that? Oh, I thought
no. We had some people take it because no one wants me to do that. No, I'm a really good like organizer and you know making sure people are where they need to be and whatever. But I am not.
You could definitely be a set manager in a heartbeat.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I did.
Right.
But yeah. But it was so cool seeing it from behind the scenes and then watching these movies and figuring out how they did these things practically. Like, I'm sorry, there's something's lost in some of like the newer ones.
Oh yeah.
Because there is that, you know, like I'm sorry, that first Nightmare on Elm Street when he's like coming through the wall and like it's so cool.
Yeah.
That they like built that and like made it happen.
Now it's all digital. And
I'm not saying that can't be like good too. Right. Because I really also like when they do not show you the thing. I'm sorry, that first Blair Witch scared the crap out of me when I first saw it. When I first saw it, because I lived in Exeter in the middle of the woods, and like, I don't know if you remember, because you were probably, because I was in like high school, I think, when it came out, and around the time, remember, everybody thought it was real.
Yes.
And like all sorts of stuff.
I heard about that later.
Yeah.
Like that, there was a point in time when people thought that was like a real thing. Same thing with Candyman. I remember that when Candyman came out. It freaked people out.
Oh.
It freaked people out. I still have never seen the original. Actually, I want to see the new one. I haven't seen the original.
I haven't seen the new one, but I mean, well, let's do it. I'm gonna guess it's on the gore meter for you though, so I don't know. But that's but I've heard the new one is super good.
Yeah, I heard the new one is really, really good.
And I love Tony Todd. He's so good.
So wait a minute. So wait. So remix is your favorite movie Nightmare on Elm Street?
I'd probably say like. For absolute top, like, if someone says to me,
"What's your favorite?"
It's hard to say. The original Hellraiser.
Yeah, because I was like, it's hard to say spooky season because at that point you can include like Halloween Town and you can include,
exactly, yeah. I mean, like, Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, and all sorts of there's tons of stuff. But if you were to say to me like, "What's your favorite all-time horror movie?" It's probably Hellraiser. Although I do have to say. I loved the new Suspiria too. That was really good. You know what I really love is like, especially 70s, like Italian horror movie. Like
I can't
Dario Argento and stuff like that. Oh, I love
those are the movies that I can't do. Like, okay, there's
Demons.
Listen, no, there's so 70s and 80s horror films I can't do because. For the simple reason of how they used to make, like, okay, so there's a movie from back then, and I think it was called The Last House on the Left.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was that one or if it was another one
that one's
where there was this girl who got kidnapped by a group of people, and that's the one where they literally cut her stomach and pull her insides out while she's alive. And
then the parents get their revenge.
Yes. Yeah. And I sat there and was like, what? Like, I can't do stuff like that. I can't. I can do horror movies like Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do like I don't know how I was able to do it, but I did Deep Blue Sea. Like, you know, but those are like the ones that scare me the most are like growing up, the series Tremors.
Yeah. Okay, I can see it. Yep.
Let me just say to whoever created Tremors, look right here, motherfucker. Okay.
He's got some words. You're going to the black internet.
You're getting the bees, bitch. You're getting the bees. Like, oh my God, those movies used to freak me out, which is why I even have more of a terrifying, non-fucking, doesn't even make sense, scariness towards fucking potholes and sinkholes. Because of fucking Tremors. I hate those type, like, they freaked me out. My favorite type of horror scary movies were always thrillers.
Yeah.
Like,
Silence of the Lambs, that last...
Never seen. You know why?
I mean, why am I surprised at this point?
Do you know why I've never seen it, though?
Why?
We were not allowed to see... First of all, my parents were not... My parents made us stand up and walk out of Scary Movie.
Oh, really?
Okay, when Homegirl got her head cut off in the locker room, and she's still like, because it's a comedy. Nope, my parents were like, get up, we're leaving. Like, so we were not allowed to watch like R-rated and stuff. And then once we got older and we were like older teenagers, then they were like, you can do whatever you want. I had this innate fear of anything that had to do with reptiles or snakes that were like in horror movies. Like animals in horror movies used to freak me the fuck out. But Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, the dog? The dog doesn't get hurt or anything though.
Huh?
The dog? Is that what you're talking about?
No, just like animals in general. Like that are like Cujo. Like, like scary movies like Deep Blue Sea, Anaconda, Lake Placid. They're stupid now when I watch them, but back then they terrified the hell out of me. Yeah. And but we were not allowed to watch Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal because my mom's...
Don't watch it.
Oh, no, I won't. But my mom's first name is
Clarice.
So
really?
When sorry, Mom, love you. My mom, for those who don't know, my mom passed away in 2016. But I remember when AOL became a thing. And when new movies were coming out, you used to be able to pick themes of your sign-on to go as, like, it was like the advertisement through the movie companies, right? Well, when Hannibal came out, my brothers, yes, I'm blaming it on y'all because I know I didn't do it, thought it'd be a great way to surprise my mother by turning the speaker all the way up and changing it to the Hannibal Lecter greetings. So right when my mom logged into her account, hello, and she's like, do. That's exactly what came out. Full blast, deepest of the deep. When I tell you my mother screamed and like fell out the chair, like my mom lost it. I still to this day don't know if my dad knows about this, but she wanted to murder us. Like we were dying. Like she wanted to kill us. But suffice to say, I definitely relate more in the vibe because of true crime. I like the psychological thriller type of situation.
Well, then I think you'd love Silence of the Lambs.
Which is why I want to see it. But
there is one slightly gory part, but it's not.
I know. I already know what part you're talking about because
it's really not. It's not bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me. My favorite scary horror movie, whatever, growing up, for the longest time, you're gonna laugh at me because I have a couple, but obviously it was the whole Underworld series.
Yeah,
like, I love
I
that.
do. Those are good. Yeah.
But like, if you want to like be on the more horror side, I used to be obsessed. I could fall asleep to it. Fucking Halle Berry's Gothica.
Oh, I haven't seen that in ages.
I used to watch the fuck out of that movie.
Yeah.
That is the type of movie that I thought was like, or like, The Glass House.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yes, House on Haunted Hill. 13
Ghosts. I love that one.
13 Ghosts. The part that fucked me up about 13 Ghosts was when Homegirl got attacked and eaten, and you couldn't see what was happening to her, but you just saw her hand wailing, and you heard the sounds, and you heard her screaming, and like the ripping and the tearing, like that shit. I can't do stuff like that because it's just But yeah. So those were the type of movies I was into. I couldn't do the gore. I couldn't do like the uber bloody. It was more the psychological, like little hints here and there, but like thrillers.
Yeah, I love the ones that are kind of uber bloody because it almost goes into that other realm of being like more like silly. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I think Hellraiser draws like is good on that line. Like there are some parts that are just way over the top, but it also does give you that like super like ooh. Feel too, you know? Yeah. Whereas something like I mean, Evil Dead is so ridiculously over the top. Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy that you're almost like, and I mean, it does become a parody of itself by the second or third movie, really. Yeah. This is my boomstick, you know, which I love. Don't get me wrong, but like, you know,
my boomstick.
Yeah. Well, Evil Dead. Yeah. I can't imagine that.
Well, I tell you, like when like zombie movies, I've never seen. I've never seen
Dead by Dawn.
Like you know, Dawn of the Dead.
The Shining. Have you ever seen The Shining?
I've never seen The Shining.
That one's a slow ass burn, and is there any gore?
I think the first horror movie I've actually seen in the theaters in the last however many years was like last year's Halloween or whatever that was, or the year before, whatever that was. Yeah. But other than that, I haven't. It's just like I mainly watch them on TV or like now on streaming, but like.
It's nice when you can stop it and do something
or I can like, or I don't feel guilty covering my face up, whereas like if I'm paying $1,700 at this point to go to the damn movie theater.
Have I ever told you my favorite thing that's ever happened to me in a movie theater? It happened during a scary movie.
What?
So my friend and I are sitting there and we're watching, was it The Grudge? The one with Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I love The Grudge, yes.
Okay. So there's a point, because it takes place in Japan.
The Grudge 1 and 2 fucked me up, but go ahead.
I only ever saw the first one.
Oh my god.
There were these gentlemen behind us.
Oh god.
Definitely college kids of some sort.
Oh god.
And so we're watching the movie. There's like a jump scene where like this woman turns around and you see she's got no like lower jaw, basically, right? And one of the guys goes, "I told that bitch she should have shut her mouth." Lost it. Lost it. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard. Like, I'm surprised we didn't have to like leave the theater. Thankfully, there wasn't that many people in there.
I told that bitch she should shut her mouth.
I don't think I've ever even been able to.
Was it I Turner behind you? The fuck?
We weren't dying. I don't think I've ever even been able to watch that movie again.
Told that bitch should shut her mouth.
That's kind of how it came out.
That's all I'm gonna think about. Now I'm gonna think about saying it in all different voices. Oh, that bitch should shut her fucking mouth.
It was so funny. I have never, ever. And I mean, it just takes you out of it totally, you know. There was no going back to being scared by that movie afterwards, so. But anyway, that was my favorite movie experience for a horror movie at the movie theater.
Well, on that note, why don't you tell us what your favorite scary movie soundtrack song is, and then also tell us your craziest scary movie in a movie theater moment.
That's right.
Did somebody sit behind you and say to you, when a woman in the movie turned around with no bottom jaw, did a man sitting behind you say, "I told that bitch she should have shut her mouth"?
If not, you haven't lived.
Right. I'm just saying, you haven't really seen the scary movie then. It's not real. It's not authentic.
That's right.
All right. We love you guys.
We love you guys. Thank you so much. Sorry for the absolute chaos of this episode, but we hope you enjoyed it.
Yes! Until next time. Bye.